So my topic was how the story of Moses is significant in Judaism. As we all know, Moses was one of the Hebrew babies that was thrown into the Nile River. Moses was born Hebrew but then was adopted and raised as an Egyptian. When Moses was older, he fell into circumstances where he had to leave Egypt. Moses decided to go to a place called Midian. In Midian on Mount Horeb, God convinced Moses that he would free the Hebrew slaves from Egypt and take them to the Promised Land. While God was raining the 10 plagues onto Egypt, Moses told the Hebrews to put lamb blood onto their doors so that the plagues would pass over. After the Pharaoh was convinced, he let the Hebrews go with Moses. The exodus of the Hebrews across the desert then occurred. After traveling through the desert, the Hebrews finally reached Mount Sinai. This is where Moses received the 10 Commandments from God. The first significant aspect of his story is the burning bush on Mount Horeb. This is when God specifically chose Moses to lead God's people out of slavery. The second significant aspect of Moses' story is the Passover. Moses said this to the Hebrew people all that time ago, and it is still something that is celebrated today. Moses led the Hebrew people on their exodus out of Egypt and to the Promised Land. This led to Moses receiving the 10 Commandments. Moses received the 10 Commandments from God on Mount Sinai. These commandments are things that are strongly followed today by people and would not have existed without Moses. Passover, Exodus, and the 10 Commandments were all examples of the new covenant between God and the Hebrews. But Moses was responsible for all of these things through God's wisdom. This is why he is so significant. The end. Thank you for listening to my presentation.